Thank you to anyone who sent me a question, be it through Twitter or on YouTube. It's nice to know that I got a good pocket of people who are starting to watch my stuff. That's really, really cool. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the Q&A. I want to point out that a lot of you buggers sent me multiple questions, which is, more than welcome. But some of y'all did it this really weird way where you would ask me a block of questions on one place and then follow me to other places like on Twitter threads and then proceed to ask me more questions. So it made it a little hard to keep track of all this, but I'm gonna do my best to get through all of them if I can. I'm gonna start with probably the most important question, if I'm being honest. Kayla asks, how much for feet pics? Okay, well, I personally don't think anyone wants pictures of my feet because they look like fingers and they function like fingers. I can pick stuff up with them. No one wants pictures of my feet. Besides, I'm not at that stage of my career yet where I need to make money that way. Someday. Triv, or Trivia Chick, or Trivial Theater, who makes pretty good videos about movies that I think all y'all should go check out, asks, how long until your brilliant creation of words like doofusosity are recognized by the proper people? All in due time, Triv. I feel like it's right around the corner, though. If not, the right person sharing my shit and highlighting words like doofusosity. Merriam-Webster herself coming along and being like, yo, Noosk, good job on that word, the doofus word. You want in our book? That's how that works, right? Also, you asked for burning questions, but do you keep a fire extinguisher, graphic or real, on hand to deal with the super spice ones? The super spice what? I don't have one. I should. If only something would come along and help me in this time of need. Oof. That was close. All right, moving right along. My buddy Slice Matthews asks, in a very strange fashion, I might add, how am I driving? Well, the fact that you somehow managed to take a picture of your rear window while on the road is kind of fucking dangerous. I mean, it's kind of a feat, so on one hand, shame on you. On the other hand, props. Assuming you didn't have like a buddy helping you, I'm impressed that you were able to get this shot. How does an engine even work? Don't ask me such complicated questions on my first Q&A in like 2.5 years. How can a loving God cause such agony? All right, I'm gonna call on the power of vintage Frankie Boy to help me answer this one.
I have a question for God. Why?
Although I guess that's not really much of an answer. Next question. Biodegradable, sings, I guess. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. That's great, it started with an earthquake. 90,000 airplanes, Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I don't know the words to this fucking song, I'm just gonna stop singing it now. Question for the Q&A, eh? Bio, you didn't have to type any of this out, mate. Last I checked, you're not like this AI typing every thought he has into the ether of the internet. But then again, I only know you through Discord. So for all I know, that could be what you are. Can we be best friends forever? He, winky face, pea face with tongue sticking out. Yeah, fuck it, sure. Love you, ooh woo. Hi 2234, who I've come to learn is actually pronounced he due to where the motherfucker lives, asks, when will we have a drink together? I mean, we can have one right now. This mug in front of my face could be filled with whatever your heart desires. Hot cocoa, tea, coffee, water, vodka, even though I don't like vodka very much, whiskey, a white Russian. Cheers to you, hee. Clink. But who knows, maybe we'll finally meet each other someday. Muffy Doodle, who was one of the lovely people I met through working on the Right Opinion birthday video, asks, when did you start editing videos? This is kind of a tricky one to answer just because I have always been a film guy. I was the movie nerd in high school. I was quote-unquote president of the film club. I uploaded my first videos in, I want to say, '09, stuff that I shot with my high school buddies. I went through a couple of channels and attempted to try my hand at being a YouTuber, albeit with a more cinematic, filmish slant on it, I guess. All that would have been early 2010s. But knowing what you probably know me for, you're likely asking when I started editing videos like this. All these short films and other things I've done have landed me work like IRL, involving video and content management. But as far as professional stuff on YouTube specifically, I first started editing videos for a channel called Production Crate. They're a VFX focused channel. And throughout the latter portion of the 2010s, I made tutorials for them off and on, with major gaps in between. It's just a scheduling thing that was totally my fault and not theirs. So yeah, the quickest answer would be 2014. The longest answer is I've been editing videos since way too long ago. Relatively speaking, I'm fucking ancient. Muffy also asks, which YouTuber content creator you like the most? While I could probably name a few right now, I'll leave it to one just to keep this as short as I can possibly make it, it being me. My favorite creator for the last few years has probably been I Hate Everything. I first found him late 2015, not too long after the Cool Cat drama that happened around him. You know, like most, I look at that channel name and I'm like, oh, great, another aggressively cynical motherfucker who thinks he's right about everything. But between his lovely voice, his really well thought out video topics, his editing style, the fact that he's able to talk about so many things, be them movies or music or cultural developments, all while for the most part avoiding any of the scenes or cliques that define a lot of YouTube. He just kind of does his own thing and does it really fucking well, in my opinion. Also, I can personally confirm that he has really good taste in footwear. And he smells nice. All this without mentioning that his influence on how I go about making YouTube videos has been a factor for years now, especially right now, I'll admit. I'm gonna do my goddamn best to not come off like I'm just aping him. But yeah, moving on. Thank you. My favorite Blue Skull boy Treekin asks, question is... best kind of pizza. Okay, so... my go-to pizza, and the go-to pizza of my other half, and the go-to pizza of my immediate family. Sauce, cheese, green peppers, mushrooms, and sometimes spinach. It's a veggie pizza, but it's a hearty pizza with lots of flavor, and in all likelihood, a good helping of nutrition. Because God knows you really should get at least some of that if you're gonna be doing to yourself what is eating a pizza. The greatest food of all time, and the bane of anyone's existence. That is my go-to, but a recent treat that I've discovered for myself. Sauce, cheese, bacon, and or pepperoni. I will admit that I prefer the bacon. And drumroll, pineapple. Yes, sacrilegious, I know, but having spent years poo-pooing the idea of putting this fruit onto such a delicious standalone dish, once I forced myself to be open-minded enough to try it, I just couldn't deny it. I like it. I like the punch of tang and sweet juxtaposed against the more familiar flavors of what I typically put on a pizza. If you don't like it, I get it. There's lots of fruit that I personally don't like. Hell, in any context that isn't pizza, I'm not that big of a fan of pineapple, but that's the magic of pizza. It makes things that you otherwise wouldn't like suddenly more palatable, with its subtle touch of piles of tomato sauce, delicious melted cheese, and in all likelihood garlic-drenched dough. It's amazing how so little can make you like something that you otherwise hate so much. But yeah, those two. Those are my two favorite pizzas. I was gonna make this some grandiose, melodramatic statement of why this is objectively the better thing, but it's late. I'm tired. Oh shit, I gotta take my medicine. Cold. In the off chance you're watching this one, sample this rattling. Now you can use that in a sad boy beat. Title it Sertraline. Look up that name. It's just generic Zoloft. Stylize the spelling if you want, because bedroom sad boys like to misspell everything to be cute. And I don't blame them. It's cool. It works. Down the hatch. Those gulps are my personal tribute to the legendary George Carlin. God rest his soul. Go follow his daughter on Twitter.
Kind of a personal sound.
Everyone's favorite hologram gal, Mystic, asked me how I didn't know that Living on a Prayer was by Bon Jovi. See previous video. Which I answered, I got it right. Then I'll bring this up again verbally. Do you know how many 80s pop metal rock bands had big hair and sang about that very thing? Like, have you seen The Kiss? Have you seen the Aerosmith? Have you seen the Guns N' the Roses? Have you seen Night Ranger? They had big old hair and definitely sang about have hope in yourself, my lifelong friend. There's a lot of them, Misty. There's a lot of them. Okay, the next question from Kitty K. Hi, Kayla, again. You did the thing that I said at the beginning. All right, let's do this. What's the weirdest video you ever had to edit? Besides this one? No, but seriously, I used to have a Fiverr account where I would do all of my freelancing, and one of my earlier gigs was editing a happy anniversary video for this couple of 2 years, and this lady sent me a bunch of clips that she had commissioned by other Fiverr people and friends and family, I assume. It was strange enough that there were like strangers that she had paid to just say happy anniversary, including this chick in her underwear and a horse mask. Remember when those were huge? Holding a sign that said happy anniversary. I could have let all of that slide. It was just like, it was a weird, quirky video for her beloved. And, that's cool. That's fine. I made $15 off of it. What kind of pushed my own personal threshold was this clip of this dude who was also in his underwear, also bald and kind of overweight, holding a bottle of chocolate syrup in his hand, saying, "Happy anniversary, my dude. 2 years with your wife and plenty more to come." He then proceeds to douse himself in chocolate syrup, lathering up his body awkwardly with the faint hum of room tone, and I can hear the syrupy frothing on his flesh. It was just... The raw clip was like a full minute. I ended up using about 10 seconds of it. Like, for anyone who's edited, that does involve scraping through over and over again to find what I typically call the juiciest bits. I'm a little ashamed to phrase it quite that way this time around. All I'm saying is that I had to spend way longer than I would have preferred watching and rewatching footage of a 90% naked dude covering himself in chocolate syrup. The end product was fun enough with the music that I added in. I believe it was Happy by Pharrell. I mean, like it or hate it, that song can turn bland things into not so bland things. And it certainly made a terrible thing a not so terrible thing by the end. But I have the back knowledge of knowing that it was indeed terrible. Ugh. No, that was just the first question. Shit! What's a funny story that you've always wanted to share? Here's a good one. Not to bring down the mood of the video or anything, but I had a grandparent who passed away not too long ago. But he was a funny SOB, let me tell you. One of my favorite little bits that he did, and there were many. We have a neighborhood that we take a summer vacation to every year, and getting to the community that we prefer to stay, you have to go under this bridge that you basically pass under after having gone across it 15 minutes beforehand, but it's such a roundabout path that it's kind of obnoxious to see the same landmark twice, when really they could have just installed an extension that allows you to bypass all that bullshit. Anyway, we're doing this loop. My granddad's driving. It's my grandmother, me, and my sister. We're kind of bored. We had a long day out. And so we start approaching the bridge, and as we're going under, it's not that long. At an average speed, it takes about 3 seconds to clear. But he didn't go at an average speed. He floors it and goes, scaring the shit out of everyone in the car. Because is he sneezing? Is he having a heart attack? What's happening? We're all gonna die. Needless to say, we were all woken up by the end of it. God, what an asshole. But as you can probably guess, it runs in the family. What's a conspiracy that you have about the world? Anything? Well, the best thing I can think of is this little theory that all of the world's power and influence is held by a very small amount of people who do everything they can to maintain that power, including influencing the economy, domestic and foreign policy, and even deciding what gets said and doesn't get said in the mainstream media. Although I've come to accept this isn't so much a conspiracy as it is a really shitty thing that most, if not all, people know about, yet we just kinda passively take it up the pooper because we're all so stupid and complacent with the world.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what came over me. Conspiracy, eh? Pineapple on pizza. It make the nematodes vote Green Party, eh? Surrealism? Absurdist humor? Please subscribe. I'm Lanooski.
Fuck out of here, this joke's stupid. Okay, so I had one more question from Kayla. Why'd you leave me on red? But I recorded all that like months ago with the intention of doing like the screen capture meme where like I go to like send her a response that's like snarky and non sequitur and doesn't mean anything, and then not explaining myself further after that. But again, that was months ago, like right before the pandemic. We've had all sorts of other shit that happen around the world that I probably don't need to tell you about. So with all that said, I'm going to get right to work to the second half. Sorry this took so long to come out. After all, it's Pride Month and we should really encourage coming out. That was a stupid, tasteless joke. I'm never going to do anything that stupid ever again. Probably not. I just lied again. There will absolutely be other times. I'm just gonna talk quieter and keep getting less close and less close to the mic, my iPhone mic, as I trail off into oblivion. I'll see you again. Part 2 coming soon.